What's up? I'm Joan. I'm playing Musketeer Runick. It's a fun deck. A lot of synergy with each other. Deck profile. So the monsters. 3 Caspar. So Caspar is the searcher for the deck. If you play a spell trap in the same column, you can add any Musketeer from deck to hand. So he's for sure a 3 of.
Afterwards, it also
Then 3 Starfire.
summons an Earth monster from
Starfire, spell trap in the same column. She can summon any Musketeer monster from deck to graveyard, level 4 or lower. Musketeer monster from deck to from deck. So it's a good starter piece as well. 3 Starfire. Next monster is 2 Kid Brave. So Kid Brave, what you do is in his column, you can discard a musket card to draw 2 cards. So he's a part of the draw engine for the deck. And then 1 Doc. In his column, you can add any musket card from graveyard to hand. So he's a recursion for the deck. It's pretty good. And then finally is Calamity. So Calamity is the monster reborn from graveyard. You can add any musket card from graveyard to field.
I feel that.
And that's for the main deck monsters. That's all the monsters I play in this deck.
Got the musket engine?
And then for the spell trap, there's a little bit more. For the musket engine, I play 2 cross domination.
Okay.
This one is the imperm. It can also make your attack defense 0 for a monster.
Ah, so even better.
Exactly. Even during damage calculations. So if you're getting attacked into, play this out, and they just take damage. 2 of Desperado. Desperado can pop 1 face-up card on the field. And then the gimmick with Musketeer monsters is that if you have a Musketeer monster on the field, you can play any of these from hand, like hand traps. As long as you have at least 1 musket monster in your hand.
So basically, with at least 1 musket monster on the field, all musket spells and traps are hand traps?
Are live, yes, exactly. So that's why if you don't have any in your opening hand,
that's really good synergy.
It is. The only issue with the deck is not opening up with a musket monster, because then you can't do anything with the spell traps, but
yes.
It's not too bad.
I see.
2 Last Stand. This is the spell trap negate.
I understand, Billy.
So pop cards, imperm, spell trap negate. And then finally 1 copy of Dancing Needle. This will attack the graveyard. It'll like DD Crow 3 cards from the graveyard.
Okay.
Banish
So it's
them.
basically DD Crow for cards?
Exactly, yeah. Times 3. Pretty good.
Okay, so Angela, you're checking back your deck.
And then we have the Runick stuff. So 2 of the field spell.
I'll chain tickets one.
So it's good draw power. And kind of like the muskets, if the field spell is out, you can play Runick quick plays from your hand like hand traps. So field spell, draw power, plus hand traps. 3 flashing fire. This will pop a special monster on the field. Pretty good.
And then Message Autos.
Alright, so...
3 destruction.
No, it doesn't have it on.
It's the MST
Yeah.
for spell trap removal.
Alright.
Runick Tip is the best because it can search any Runick card in the deck. So this is a searcher for the deck.
Alright, I see. You
3.
should probably show off your extra inside deck too.
I will, for sure. Freezing Curses. This is another imperm. It can negate any monster effect.
Alright. I smell chicken.
I do too. It smells good. Slumber. Slumber is a cool card. It can protect a monster you have from 1 instance of battle or card destruction, or it can make your monster. It can make an opponent's monster unable to attack that turn. So it's a way of stopping attacks and protecting your cards. And then 1 Smiting Storm and 1 Dispelling. So Smiting Storm, it'll banish cards off the top. So if you, for example, if you control 4 cards on the field, it'll banish the same amount. So it'll banish up to the number of cards your opponent controls.
Promenade to attach a material to her.
And then Dispelling, if you add a card from deck to hand, except by drawing it, then you can hand rip for 1 card. and it'll banish 2.
And then we'll use her effect to shuffle the Angeli back into deck.
And that's the Runick engine. You want to see a lot more Runick stuff to make the consistency of the deck go up.
Because a Vidalchi monster was shuffled in the deck, I'll use her effect.
Because unlike Musketeers, you can play with just purely Runick stuff in your hand. But again, for the Musket stuff, if you don't have a monster, these cards are all useless. So.
And from there, we'll go to battle.
Finally, some of the other tech cards. This is one of the best cards for the deck. We're bringing out Max. So what this card does is that you can special a monster from hand, and then immediately link summon a monster using that card. And then you can't respond to it, spell speed 4. So it's a great starter for the deck. Your main target's going to be Max, because you can make Max using any Musket monster for Link 1. So we'll go over that a bit later. And then some more cards, just for utility. 3 Dark Ruler, no more.
Okay.
So going second, you can shut off their board. You can kind of play without worrying about anything on the field. Good card. That's the main deck, 40 card main deck. Extra deck, I play 2 of the Hugin. So Hugin can search the field spell by discarding a card. And if you were to have cards destroyed on the field, you can actually bring out Hugin, and she'll protect the card by banishing herself as cost. So that's good for that. 1 Munin. Munin will make you win in time. Every end phase you gain 1,000 life points. So it's mostly for that.
So that's what you use against
Earlier in the duel, yes.
Yeah,
It hit off really well, I think.
Girth,
And then
the Runick fan.
Gary, yeah, the dog. So he's cool. He's able to bring back a Runick non-quick play from graveyard if he's summoned. So the field spell is a target for that.
Okay.
And then when he's destroyed by battle, he can pop a card on the field.
Oh.
And he can't be destroyed by card effect either. He's immune to that.
So basically like Man-Eater Bug.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a Musketeer Runick.
Musketeer.
Yeah.
Oh, that build. Yeah, no, I thought that build was pretty solid.
It's fun, it's fun. Then for rank 4s, I play Abyss Roller for graveyard matchups, and then a Guska. He's level 4. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
And also,
And Maguska really works well with Runicks because while it has, because it just sets everything in defense mode, but with Lynx you can't go into defense mode.
exactly, yeah.
So Lynx kind of counter against Maguska.
A little bit. But you can pop
And
cards.
it also, like it goes with Runicks too, because you just skip your battle phase.
Exactly, so you don't care about the battling that much, so you just kind of want to control the deck. Level 4s you can make him with are Starfire and Calamity.
Okay.
So these can go into either of these two. Also, with the Runick cards, they can summon any fusion monster with any Runick card, so it's more consistency that way.
barriers, and I had to not shotgun the deep barrier. I ended up not
And then I play 1 Gravity Controller.
because of the Abyss Roller.
This is to free up my extra monster zone. This is for all of my monsters are light, so I play 1 line of the Light Charmer. For utility, I play Nightmare Phoenix and Unicorn. 2 Max, because if Max is brought out, you can add a bunch of Musket cards from deck to hand, or special Musket monsters, depending on what your opponent has on field.
Bad luck with the imperms.
And some of the stronger boss monsters, I just play Moral Sword and Underworld Goddess to help close out games. So if your field is empty, I can bring them out, swing for game. Or if you have a big boss monster out, I can bring her out and tribute the boss monster as link material, bring herself out.
Trying to hold it so gently by the edges.
That's extra deck. Really quickly before the next round, I'll go over the side deck. It's kind of just general stuff, nothing too fancy, but
No, I don't really care about the adventure. Someone asked
going second cards, you have Raigekis
Tim.
and Lava Golems to help break boards. If you're playing a combo deck, 2 Nibiru.
Okay.
If you have more graveyard effects you want to get rid of, Dancing Needle can help with graveyard-focused decks by attacking the graveyard.
Yeah.
Back row hate, you have Cosmics and Harpy's Feather Duster.
Oh, the old school one.
And then finally, 3 Gozen Match, because they're all light monsters. So if your opponent plays multiple attributes, Gozen Match should help shut that down. That's it.
Yeah.
Alright, DM, good games, man. Good meeting you. Good luck.
Alright. Did you mention that this was your first deck profile?
It's my first deck profile. Is it going on YouTube?
I'll think about it. I'm not really that good at editing.
Okay, just post it if you want to. Actually, if you don't mind, can you text that video to me?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.